mitigate the curls that, because that's my thick repeal.
Well, hey there, cats and kittens. Today we're going to do a little body language breakdown of none other than Carole Baskin from The Tiger King. Now, if you're wondering where I got this information, it came from these two books. They're pretty good. Never Be Lied to Again by David Lieberman and Body Language by Alan and Barbara Pease. You read these books and you'll be able to tell if people are lying. Spoiler alert, people lie all the time. And it's kind of upsetting because you can't spend your whole day calling out liars. It's exhausting. And the books are pretty good. They're not that good because they've never been made into movies, but they're alright. So we're going to start with the most damning evidence of old Carole Baskin, and that is when she initially describes, what people have been saying about her. So
it just makes for wonderful sales of newspapers, I'm sure, for them to speculate that I fed him to the tigers, which is crazy.
So what you saw there is it's textbook stuff, comes straight out of the books. So even though Carole, maybe or maybe didn't kill her husband, she did. She definitely did. One thing that she probably doesn't like to do is have to lie. People don't like having to lie. She likes her husband's money, but she doesn't like having to lie. So when she has to talk about, feeding her husband to the tigers, subconscious, this all comes from her subconscious. Her subconscious kind of wants to protect her from the person she's lying to. So you'll notice, look at this. The entire time she says, fed him to the tigers, her eyes are closed. She keeps those eyes closed. She can't even help it. They say, I fed him to the tigers, and the eyes just stay closed the whole time. It's almost like awkwardly long how long she keeps them closed. And another thing that liars do is liars are basically actors acting like somebody who's telling the truth. When you're telling the truth, you just fire off the hip, right? Joe Exotic is the sexiest man alive. Boom, that was easy. Because it's true. And then what she does afterwards is she gives the most dramatic eye roll. Look at this eye roll. Oh my God. It just makes for great tabloids, and I fed him to the tigers. That eye roll is so exaggerated. It's a clear, what they say in the books, a clear sign of deception. So you got a clear sign of deception there. And also, just a side note, you wouldn't be so like, she talks about me like lying to my parents about losing my homework or something. Like, I don't know, what happened to it? This is about her missing husband. You'd think she would square up and be like, no, I didn't feed him to the tigers. I didn't. Instead you get, oh my goodness. Can you believe they're even saying this? Carole, your husband is missing. There's no debate about that. Your husband is missing. You should be a little emotional. All right, now we're going to move on to the next part about it. And in this part, another thing liars like to do, again from the books, is they will give a bunch of details that nobody really asked for. So, because it's their way of acting like, well, I must be telling the truth. I'm giving these extra details. See if you can pick it out.
His wife, Carol Lewis, says he was planning to transport cars to Costa Rica.
He said to be sure and get the Costa Rica truck ready because he was leaving early in the morning for Miami. And that was the last thing that he said to me.
The last thing he said to me was that he needed me to have Kenny get a truck ready because he was going early, he said, the next day to Costa Rica.
So again, she's got the exaggerated body language, but you notice the detail that she likes to point out in both of the old clip and the new clip? The last thing he said to me was that he needed the truck early. Like the thing that anybody cares about is how many times he said the word early. Nobody cares about that, Carole. And I'm pretty sure the last thing he said to you was, oh my God, let me out of this cage, right? Stop feeding me to the tigers. I'll give you the money. Just leave me alone. But no, she sticks with early. Okay, Carole, I can't say definitively that she killed her husband. She did. She definitely did. And then I guess the last part we'll just throw in for fun is, it's kind of proof, and I don't. This isn't me being clever. These filmmakers put this in there because they know that these are the damning moments when she's asked about whether or not she had a memorial.
I remember the day his death certificate came. I opened the letter, and I remember looking out the window, and then the next time I remembered anything, it was pitch black outside. It was just like I had just completely zoned out. I don't know where I went, but that was the closest thing that I had to a memorial.
So, Carol, the answer was just no. The answer, did you have a memorial for him? No. Because I killed him, right? So I don't want his friends and family coming over reminding me that I fed him to the tigers. She just wants to sweep it under the rug, the tiger skin rug in this case. Instead of just saying, no, I didn't have a memorial. Well, the closest thing I had to a memorial is staring out the window. Whoa. So yeah, Carol. Carol definitely, signs of deception. And that pretty much sums it up.
18 years.